Hello again, this is Quinn the Princess.
And Kod.
And today we are bringing you Chapter 8 of Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles. Chapter 8, Refreshing Honesty?
Question mark? Author's note. Hello, friends. Things have finally calmed down a bit here at Fort Parsons. I am so excited to share with you all another new chapter. One thing I would like to talk about, though, many people have been calling me a misogynist. That means woman hater. Friends, I do not hate women. I am a woman. Now, what is it I have done to have people calling me this? Well, apparently, it is saying that women are loving and nurturing and good.
That is not what you said. You said that women should not have careers.
Right. How hateful. I'm just a big old mean bigot, huh? Wait. Wrong. That is not a bigoted thing to say at all.
You said that women are best suited for the kitchen and that they shouldn't have any, careers of their own.
Now, it is certainly true that what is written in the Bible about women was used as an excuse to actually be hateful to women. And that is terrible. And there are some people out there who think that all women are stupid or less than men. Friends, this is not what I believe at all. I believe women have special gifts that are no less than men. In fact, I think that if womanly virtues were respected more, the world would be a much better place to live. And any of those so-called Christians who hate women and think women are stupid and worth less than men, and that God doesn't respect us, well, they will all get a very serious talking to from a certain housewife. Now, does that sound misogynistic to you?
You know, it does, but I really don't have time to break down that whole paragraph. So, I'm just going to respond with, yes! And move on with the story. Harry Potter walked nervously over to the table of Mr. Snape. The other little ones, wearing red and yellow hats, did the same. Mr. Snape silently stood up, and he motioned with his hand for the boys and girls to follow him, and he sauntered out of the great hall. "Walk this way." He led them into a small classroom with few desks in it. He silently motioned for the little ones to sit down at the desks. They did. He stood up at the blackboard in front of them. "Welcome to Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles," greeted the older but still handsome in a dignified, rugged way. Greeted the older but still... She didn't say man. There's no noun. There's no subject in that sentence.
She could have meant to say it older.
I guess. Greeted the older but still handsome in a dignified, rugged way amicably. I'm assuming she meant to put man in there somewhere.
I assume.
The little ones all sat in respectful attention. "So, you all have chosen the Gryffindor hat?" Mr. Snape queried, and he raised his eyebrow. "Yes, Mr. Snape," chorused all the students together. "Well," Mr. Snape said, and he drew his tall, strapping form up to its full, impressive height. "I would like to say that your choosing will make you happy, or that your lives will be easy, but I will not lie." Wow, Professor Snape is not sugarcoating things.
Nope.
He's just, "Life is cruel and the world is an unfair place, children. Best that you learn it now. We're 11 years old. The world will take you for everything you've got and rip out your soul and take your loved ones from you. Ah! It's a terrible place. You were cursed the moment you were brought into this world." "Severus! Are you frightening the children again?"
I am putting the fear of God in their hearts.
"Severus, you know we can't afford to have any more students drop out. Our attendance numbers are low as it is. I need their parents' money to keep this school going. We still need to fix the holes in the roof." My apologies. What I just told you, children, was an untruth. The world is actually quite a kind and cheerful place, and everyone plays most fairly. You will all certainly go on to live very rich and fulfilling lives, achieving your dreams and finding people that you will eventually want to spend the rest of your lives with. Hooray. Good? Oh, it's not good! Okay, but I will not lie. There are dark forces in the world, and they do not like Christians. And when I say Christians, I mean Christina Vampires! No. I mean Gryffindor hats. They love the Hufflepuff hats because the Hufflepuff hats believe everything these people say and slap the label Christian onto that philosophy, and so the Hufflepuff hats make it easier. The Ravenclaw hats, these people claim not to like, but then they pretend that the Ravenclaw hat's extremism applies to all Christians, so the Ravenclaw hats help them. Are they talking about people opposed to Christianity, or are they talking about Hufflepuff hats in this?
People opposed to Christianity.
Okay. Harry frowned confusedly. After the Reverend's acceptance of all the hats, he wondered why Mr. Snape was addressing things so directly. He found Mr. Snape's honesty refreshing, but he also wondered, was the honesty also combined with the hate for others that he had seen in Draco's hat? He thought the other hats were wrong, but he did not want Mr. Snape to hate them for being wrong. He wanted to help them. And then, of course, is the Slytherin hats. The Slytherin hats will tell you we are all on the same side because they agree with Gryffindor hats on some things. But do not be fooled. Their leader is working with Voldemort. A shocked, horrified gasp echoed throughout the classroom.
How do any of you know who that is?
I don't know, but it sounded frightening the way he said it. Harry slapped his hands over his mouth in an attempt to contain his horror. But he was still shocked. His new friend not only worshipped a goddess. No. Wrong. But he was also now in cahoots with Voldemort? I don't know who that is, but it sounds frightening. I'm horrified. I'm shocked and appalled, and all other sorts of adjectives that I can't think of at the moment. The little ones all gasped again. This time, they were even more horrified. Wait, but he didn't follow that up with anything. Did they just gasp? And then it was so scary they had to gasp again?
Yes.
Just like, From the back of the room, a clean-cut, respectably dressed boy raised his hand. But what about the Constitution? Yeah! Dean Thomas in the house! Dean Thomas questioned articulately. Doesn't he care about the First Amendment? You're in Scotland! I don't know why this is so hard for you to understand. U.S. laws don't apply. For the last time, Mr. Thomas, we are not in the United States. We are in Scotland. Their rules do not apply to us. Constitution! USA! 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 I hate my life. Mr. Snape shook his head sadly. I'm afraid not, because as I have previously said, we are not in the United States. And Voldemort is working through him and using them all. Through him?
The leaders are there.
Oh, no. Before long, all our freedoms will be gone. All your freedoms belong to Voldemort! All of them? Yes! All of them! Dean Thomas raised his hand again and queried coherently, "But why doesn't Voldemort..." I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think you said, why doesn't?
Oh.
Why doesn't Voldemort hate Christians? Well, that's a good question, because I certainly hate you, Dean Thomas.
I'm trying to do this really aggressively Cockney thing, but it keeps coming out like really Boston-y for some reason. Okay, hold on. But why does Voldemort hate Christians so much, governor? Fish and chips!
Nope. Nope, it backfired.
I am so British!
Do not pass go.
Alright, I'll read that again. But why does Voldemort hate Christians so much? No one knows, Mr. Snape responded tentatively. However, he is on the move, and he is gaining power, and we Gryffindor hats may be the only ones capable of stopping him. Harry was nervous, but he clenched his fist determinedly. Determinedly? I can't speak English!
Better try, because you don't speak any other language.
Oh! Hurtful.
Truthful.
But he clenched his fist determinedly. He was scared, but he was ready to face this evil. How? You're 11 years old! You're 11 years old! You hardly know anything about Christianity! How are you gonna face anything? You can't even face a stranger on the street for small talk without having to, steel yourself up for meeting them! How on earth are you gonna face the Lord of all evil?
Well, I mean, he's not really the Lord of all evil, he just doesn't like Christians.
Well, okay.
So just a nice theological debate will do.
Yeah, I guess the stakes aren't quite as high in this version. I wonder why that didn't do as well as the original books. Yeah, the author's note.
Blessings.
Very short author's note this time.
I'm pretty sure at the end of every chapter she just says blessings.
Oh.
I don't think it's ever been different.
Alright. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.